in Chalmette. It's the Owls against the Greenies. Ken Trahan, Danny Ream on a nice evening in St. Bernard Parish as we get set for a good non-district game between two teams heading to the playoffs. And with that, here's the batting order for the visiting Newman Greenies, presented by First NBC Bank. Jack Miller leads it off in right field. It's Alex Abramson at shortstop. Alan Dennis is the pitcher. David Richard in left field. Story Charbonnet in center field. Cass LaPierre, the third baseman. Michael Slayton is at first base. Patrick Sylvia does the catching. It's Calder Schmidt, the DH, and Bobby Moore is at second base. And they will oppose the right-handed offerings of a good one in Kobe Kazis, the junior, 6 foot, 155 pounds, and gaudy numbers on the year, Danny.
Absolutely. 1.21 ERA, averaging almost a strikeout for inning pitch. So he's a nice that Chalmette's running out there in this non-district contest.
Yeah, a guy that has been very good for them for the past couple of years and part of their outstanding junior duo, he and Rafe Schindler. And Kazis taking his warm-up tosses. Kazis, fastball. He has a breaking ball that's more of a curve than it is a slider, and a very good changeup to complement the fastball. The weather conditions, partly cloudy skies. The wind, it's 10 miles per hour, and it's blowing out. And the temperature is 77 degrees. Wind blowing out is a factor here. These are not the deepest dimensions at Noel Suarez Stadium. Ready to roll. Jack Miller leads it off for Newman. Miller in from the right side as we're ready to go. Miller a .338 here on the season. The first pitch is a ball. We're underway. Want to know the count on Miller? 2 home runs and 17 RBI on the year. 1-0. Missed the outside edge. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Couple of fastballs from Kazis to get things started. Now the 2-0. Foul back. He had the green light. 2-1. So not up there to take in this situation. And Newman a chance to improve its seed perhaps for the win in 2A. At the same time, the pressure's kind of off, Danny. They've already clinched a tie for a district championship. They're in the playoffs, so you can play loose.
Yeah, they've had a great season.
Breaking ball and missing the outside edge, 3-1.
You know, to be at the top of that league, I mean, we've seen Riverside, we've seen St. Charles as part of the showcase. Very quality, well-coached teams, and for Newman to be in that number at the top of that district as a tie for a district title is very impressive.
Out of play, and it's full 3-2.
Trey Gilliard's done a nice job with this club, and they're excited about wrapping up the regular season and moving into the postseason. Always amps things up a little bit.
Breaking ball got him looking. Great pitch by Kazis. He went curveball on 3-2, and he bent it over to take care of Miller for out number 1. Quality pitch.
Quality pitch right there to put him away for the first out. Nice job of coming back after he fell behind. 2 balls, no strikes in the count. Bearing down and getting back in the zone.
Here's Alex Abramson, the shortstop, 254. Takes one up and in, a fastball. He's got a home run and 14 RBI to his credit. Ball and no strikes. Fastball with the knees. It's 1-1.
That's a good pitch. If he can live down there, it's going to be tough on these Newman hitters. That's a good spot to be with the fastball.
1-1. Fastball missing high. It's 2 balls and a strike. Straight up defensively on the infield and outfield. Abramson took a good breaking ball, but it just missed. 3-1. Good movement on that curveball.
Yeah, it was a good looking pitch there. Didn't get the call, but around the zone with everything.
3-1 is hit straight up. Right side, center fielder on. He has the play in front of him, and Blaze makes the catch. Round number 2. So a couple of 3-ball counts, but Kays is able to get a couple of outs. And now he will deal with the outstanding 2-way player, his counterpart, Alan Dennis. Dennis having an outstanding season, as we alluded to in the open, and he's in there with a chance to do some 2-out damage. Took a breaking ball strike. Dennis, just to give you some perspective, really getting it done. 4-14 with 8 home runs and 38 driven in. 2 straight breaking balls for strikes. Kazis quickly on top.
That's what you're going to see when you have numbers like Alan Dennis.
Fastball away. It's 1-2.
Probably see more junk right here.
One ball and 2 strikes. Here's another. Breaking ball hit hard. Nice backhand pick, Wilson. Can he throw him out? The answer is no. So that should be an infield hit. Would have been very close at first, regardless. Heck of a play by Wilson on the backhand side. Just didn't have quite the arm to get it there. He knew he had to get rid of it quickly, and that is an infield single for Alan Dennis.
Nice job. 2-strike hitting there by Alan Dennis. Hit that one extremely hard for the infield single.
Here's Richard. David is hitting .259, no homers, 10 RBI. Away for ball 1. The 1-0. Down and out. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Wind is definitely a factor here, and it's blowing straight out.
Definitely something to keep an eye on here. You've got that short center field wall here at Chalmette High School. That wind's blowing out pretty well.
The 2-0. Breaking ball down, so 3 balls and no strikes to Richard. This is the third 3-ball count Casas has had here in the first inning. Was able to come back and get the first 2 that he fell behind. 3-0 the count. And a fast strike to make it 3-1.
Chalmette trying to bounce back here today. Tough loss to Everett yesterday in that district title game. They like to get back in the win column.
Fastball high, so 2 on 2 outs now as Richard draws the walk, and that will give Story Charbonnet an opportunity for the Greenies.
Well, it's amazing how you can get things started with 2 outs and nobody on. You got Alan Dennis, who hits the rocket on the infield and reaches with the single and then a walk, and now you got first and second, 2-out spot to possibly get a clutch hit.
Breaker in the dirt. Nice block by Kirol, and it's 1-0.
That's why you keep fighting. You don't give up on an inning. You can score with 2 outs. You can rally with 2 outs. You got to keep getting after it.
On 1-0. Brings another. Bounced another one. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Time called. And again, with this turf, you can bounce more pitches and have a little bit more confidence in your catchers. Now, that does not detract from the outstanding catching of Kirol and Sylvia in this game. But again, Danny, with the turf, you're not going to get the funny bounces that you would normally get with dirt.
Yeah, it's very level, very smooth, and you get true hops. It's nice for the infielders. It's nice for the catchers. Should be able to play really good defense on turf.
2 balls and no strikes. Casas with another. Ground ball left side. That's a base hit to left field. Rounding third is Dennis. He's heading for the plate. Here's the throw. It is not. And Newman takes a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Story Charbonnet. Dennis motoring home, and Richard taking third on the throw home. Good
nice
throw on that as well.
Key 2-out hit. Hits that one really hard out in the left past the diving shortstop. Trey Gilliat waves that run in, and all this happening with 2 outs in the inning. Nobody was on base.
Runners at the corners, 2 outs for Cass LaPierre. LaPierre shoots a line drive base hit to center field. That scores the second runner, Richard. And stopping at second is Charbonnet, and the Greenies have a 2-0 lead as LaPierre drives in his 9th run of the season.
Ball hit really hard, dead center. LaPierre was right on that one. Another clutch 2-out hit. Back-to-back clutch singles for the Greenies.
And now Michael Slayton will try to keep the train moving. With
Why
2 on
stop
2
now?
outs. Yeah, Slayton, 265, no homers, 9 RBI, left-handed swinger. Down and in, skipped rope to avoid it. 1-0 the count. Slowly to third. Nalig getting his man, inning over, but Newman with a 2-out rally produces 2 runs. And they do so on 3 hits in strand 2. On to the bottom of the first inning. And Newman has a 2-0 lead with Chalmette coming to the plate. And here's the batting order for the Chalmette Owls, presented by First NBC Bank. It will be Mikael Blaze leading off in center field. Dominic Curall, the catcher. Hunter Bell is at first base with Brandon Wilson, shortstop. Alex Powell at second base. And it's Rafe Schindler. That's Schindler, the designated hitter. Marty Nalig, the third baseman. Noah Thomas in right field. Kobe Kazis, the pitcher, and the left fielder is Landon Engelhardt. And they'll oppose the right-handed offerings of Alan Dennis. We mentioned an outstanding two-way player. Aside from his hitting, which we saw in the first, he's a really good pitcher, Danny.
Absolutely. Look at those numbers. 8-1 on the season, even 1 ERA, but the one that jumps out at you is the 71 strikeouts in 56 innings pitched, a power type arm.
Again, the outstanding numbers. Strikeout pitcher, unquestionably, is Alan Dennis, the senior. Looking to solidify this early lead that the Greenies have gotten him on a windy evening in Chalmette. So the Greenies trying to improve on their numbers. 16-7 overall, 6-2 in a tough district this year, obviously. And here are the power ratings in Class 2A. St. Thomas Aquinas figures to be the #1 seed with St. Charles Catholic second. Look at all the private schools. Keep an eye on that Washita Christian team. They're really good. Riverside, a real climber. Archbishop Hannon, another good program. Ditto for Northlake Christian. And look at Thomas Jefferson. Outstanding school that's really starting to make its mark. I saw them earlier this year, and I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, they've had a nice season, sitting on a home playoff game right now. But I tell you what, that's going to be a fun bracket to watch. All those quality teams in 2A.
Strike call to Mikael Blaze, who leads it off, the center fielder at 278. And he took a strike. It's 0-2. He's got no homers, 15 RBI. Good look at Blaze. Dennis quickly ahead in the count. And another. Down and away. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, two. Breaker, and he laid appeal. He did not go, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good look at Kenny Benor down in the third base box for the Owls.
Bones. 2-2. Fastball high. It's full 3-2. Ron Maestri has a nickname for everyone, and he tagged him with Bones a long time ago, and it stuck. Payoff pitch on the way. Down the middle and foul back to the screen. Holding 3-2. And we mentioned in the lead into the game, a lot of ties that bind between these programs. And Kenny Benora certainly has something to watch in this game, which we'll talk about in terms of who's on the other side. A couple of guys watching themselves closely. Fastball high and with the leadoff walk. Good at bat. And Chalmette trying to battle back, and now we'll get the catcher Dominic Curall. Good look at Dennis. He's got good size, good arm. Kind of guy that can absolutely oppose #1s in the playoffs and win for you.
Yeah, he's a really good player. He'll be an impact type guy for Doug Faust immediately as soon as he steps foot on campus.
Curall takes it down at the knees for a strike call. Hard to tell because the catcher Sylvia was pouncing out of his crouch. Oftentimes when you do that, you don't get the call. 1-1 the count as the runner was bluffing towards second, and that draws a quick throw. Runner goes, and there's a hard hit base hit right field. Beautiful job on the hit and run. Rounding, stopping there is Blaze. Even on the hit and run, he couldn't advance any further, but a beautiful job on the hit and run by Curall. Can't do it any better than that.
Kenny Benora wanted him to try to go first to third there, but he put the brakes on himself, played it safe, and here's the Owls answering right back with runners at first and second, nobody out.
So a real opportunity for the Owls to bounce right back. Hunter Bell, the first baseman, will bat, and the catcher Sylvia heads to the mound to have a conversation with his talented right-hander.
There's the single in the right. Runner gets going. That ball's behind him, so he should have been picking up Benura the whole way. He should have let the third base coach make the call whether to stay or come, and he, I don't believe, was looking that way.
Good swing. Bell fouls it back. Bell hitting .276, 5 homers, and 25 driven in. As Dennis collects himself. Runners with their leads from first and second. Hunter Bell toward third. This could turn. He's going to go step on third and throw across, and got his man. Malig shows the strong arm. You wondered at first if he hadn't erred by not going to second, Danny, but he knows the kind of arm he has. He had a 3-step move to get to third, but he got there and still had time to throw out the runner at first.
Yeah, nice play here as Lavier decides to go over the third, but had the arm to still get it across for the third to first double play, and that's a big double play turn for the Greenies.
2 outs with a runner at second for Brandon Wilson, the shortstop and cleanup hitter. Wilson takes a good fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Wilson hitting .315 as a home run and 13 RBI. Just missing the outer edge. It's 1-1. Hit the outside corner again, and it's 1-2.
Nice pitch right there. Way ahead is Dennis. So trying to put a cap on the bottom of the first here after that big double play turn.
Time called. The pitch straight up in the air, right side, should be playable for the first baseman, and there to make the catch is Bell. And the inning is over with no runs in a hit and a runner stranded after one. It's Newman 2, Chalmette nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Prep Showcase is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905, with locations downtown, in Metairie, and in Mandeville.
I'd like to thank Jay Batt for all his support, Joseph A. Bank, with the showcase throughout all sports this year, so we appreciate their support of high school athletics in this area.
Strike call to Patrick Sylvia from Kobe Kazis, who throws his 26th pitch of the game. 27th is grounded towards second. Powell gobbles it up, throws him out, one gone.
Oh, that's what you like, ground balls on your infield, especially on this turf. It's a great place to be an infielder. The ball's going to do what it's supposed to. Yeah, you can't say the same for those natural surface parks.
One gone, and here is Calder Schmidt. The designated hitter takes it away.
Like I always tell my teams when we're able to play at like a two-lane university in the summertime, guys, if you can't catch ground balls on this field, you can't catch a ground ball.
Swing and a miss. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike, as that one was by Schmidt. Breaking ball and well out in front. The count goes to 1-2.
Really been blessed with a lot of quality ball games on the showcase this season, and this is looking like it's going to be another one here in Chalmette.
Schmidt took his time, now gets back in. Calder, the sophomore. As the lights come on here in Chalmette, fastball high and away. It's even at 2-2. Two-two. Breaking ball froze him. Good pitch from Kazis. And that's out number 1. Both of his strikeouts recorded thus far. Out number 2, I should say, in the inning. Both of his strikeouts recorded have been looking. And with 2 gone, to the top of the order, here's Jack Miller, who took call strike 3 to start the ball game.
Kazis doing a nice job of flipping that breaking ball in there.
Breaking ball grounded foul toward the Owls dugout. It's 0-1.
Always nice to come out to Chalmette. People are extremely nice. They're excited about it, and I get to go get my snowball.
Automatic.
It's a tradition.
David Brissett told me, don't mention the name on the air because we're trying to get them to help us out. They haven't quite done it, although they recognize a lot of business from us. But I will say, that's some really fine ice. Here's a pitch down and away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. I want to thank David for his hospitality and allowing us to be here. Always great to come here, as Danny mentioned. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. I've witnessed a lot of really good football games in Bobby Nuss Stadium. Breaking ball just missed the outer edge. It's full 3-2. And of course, a lot of good basketball games in a unique gymnasium. 3-2 the count. Name Art Senatol comes to mind. Great basketball coach. Chopper toward third. Handled by Nalig. Sets and guns and gets his man. Miller retired. 3 up and 3 down for Newman in the second. On to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Greenies on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. For Traditions, presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. The name Manning is synonymous with Newman Athletics. Before becoming the NFL's all-time leading passer, a 2-time Super Bowl champion, Peyton Manning played baseball as well as football at Newman. Who knew? Newman knew. That's who. That's Peyton. He did it. And then he wisely decided to play the other as the ball misses away.
Actually got to play against him on some of our Metro games in the summertime when I was at Jesuit. He was at Newman.
Popped up right side, playable. Second baseman Moore on the outfield turf makes the catch, and Alex Powell is retired for out number 1.
Old Larry Gilbert. Jesuit Newman Metro games in the summer. You'd have Archie Manning in the stands. Always a fun day.
Rafe Schindler will bat. Good look at Schindler. Fastball strike called. It's 0-1 to Rafe, the outstanding two-way player. Definite college prospect as a pitcher, batting at .313 with a homer and 10 driven in. Missed the outside edge, 1-1. Chalmette finishing second in district play in 8-5A to John Arrett. Congratulations to the Patriots for winning 8-5A. 1-1. Fastball and a strike call. We had them on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase earlier this year. It wasn't their best performance, but Kenny Forsang's done an outstanding job, and they've come a long way into the playoffs for the first time since 2012. Swung on and missed. Good hard one down. Gets Schindler for out number 2, and Dennis has set down 4 in a row. And that will bring Marty Nalig to them for the Owls. And again, Arrett getting it done on the strength of the pitching of their left-hander, Jacob Snyder, a Southern University signee who's just come up huge this year for them and beat Chalmette twice. Here's Nalig. And there's a strike call.
Well, Dennis has settled in nicely since the double play turn, which was big for him in the first inning.
Nalig at .313 with a home run, 6 driven in. And a fastball away. It's even 1-1. 2-0. Greenies on top here. Got 2 in the top of the first. We're in the bottom of the second. And the 1-1 pitch. And it's 1-2. I like Dennis's motion. I like his size. I like his delivery. 1-2 the count. Good look at Allen. Hard hit ball into the gap in right center field. That one's going to go to the wall. Rounding first and heading for second is Nalig. He will be there with a 2-out double for the Owls.
Dennis floated the breaking ball there, kind of hung it out over the plate. Nalig made him pay for it. Drilled that one into the right center gap. Double out the box.
Marty Nalig with his 3rd double of the year.
Good job of staying back, taking it the other way as the breaking ball just kind of floated on him. Didn't get the spin he wanted. Hitters like that when those pitchers don't get the spin they want on off-speed stuff.
Noah Thomas, you got that right. Fouled it back with a good cut, 0-1. Thomas
jumping out the way, man. We're right on top of it here.
And we really do have a great vantage point. No balls in the strike. .342 hitter, no homers, and 17 RBI is Thomas on the season, looking for some 2-out magic like Newman had in the first inning. Now the 0-1. Down a ball. It's 1-1. Straight up are the Greenies defensively. Breaking ball hit up the middle. Shortstop, nice play. Abramson threw him out. Good job by Alex Abramson. No runs and a hit. A runner stranded. The second left for the Owls after 2. Newman 2, Chalmette nothing on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. 504-865-3555 or visit nolahomefinder.com. First pitch, Kazis to Abramson is away to start the third. Abramson flew out to center his first time. He'll be followed by Alan Dennis and David Richard. Here's the 40th pitch of the game from Kazis, and it is a strike called. It's 1-1.
Abramson saved the run with his glove. The bottom of the second. Nice play to end that one.
1-1. Grounded towards second. Powell. Funny hop. Knocks it down. Picks it up. Threw him out. Good job to maintain his poise. Separated the hands. Let it drop off the turf and then had the play.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about being a second baseman. Keep it in front of you. You have a lot of time in most cases to make the play. Happens so much, though, in the game of baseball when you think about it. Guy makes a great play to end the inning defensively, and he's leading off the next.
Alan Dennis singled and scored his first trip, and the fastball was thrown by him here.
Run off the field after a nice play. Got to hurry up and get that helmet, get in the box.
Dennis caught by Blaze for out number 2. So quickly 2 disposed of, and Kobe Kazis now settling in nicely. He's retired 6 in a row. And he'll face David Richard, who walked his first time.
Trying to put zeros on the board and give your team a chance to tie or take the.
Richard swings and doesn't get it. No balls in the strike. Breaking ball beat to short. Wilson is there. Throws across the body low and dug out nicely by Bell. And there's another 1-2-3 inning and 7 in a row set down by Kazis. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Newman on WHNO-TV 20. Brought to you by Dellery Camarda Realtors. Newman coach Trey Gilliard and Chalmette coach Ken Benura were assistants on Randy Bush's staff at the University of New Orleans in 2000 and 2001. I was there at the time, so we kind of had a little bit of a reunion here this evening. Mr. Danny Ream spent a little time over there as well. There's a fastball strike called as we start the bottom of the third. Jacoby Kazis, the pitcher, batting .234, 11 driven in. And he's late on that pitch and fouls it toward the Newman dugout. It's 0-2. We mentioned the connections that bind. Kenny Benura, of course, taking over as the head coach of Chalmette during the season. And on the Newman staff is one Brett Benura, who happens to be Kenny's son. It's all in the family.
Absolutely. And Kenny and Trey Gilliard extremely close.
0-2 pitch. Chop towards second. Moore gets a convenient hop with plenty of time and takes care of Kobe Kazis for out number 1, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the third.
Well, both of these starting pitchers have settled down nicely in this game, and they're both really in command of things right now.
Mikel Blaze bats. He walked his first time. Speaking of Randy Bush, kudos to him. He's in a pretty good place right now as the assistant GM of the Chicago Cubs. We have one of the best teams in baseball. Fast strike, it's 0-1. I'm very honest and I'm fair. It pains me to say that, but I'm happy for Randy because he's a good man. 0-1 the count to Blaze. Pitch on the way. Breaker away. It's 1-1.
that was a great experience for me early in my coaching career to be with him and Kenny Benora and those guys out there. That was the year that Joe Sluzarski came in as the pitching coach, and we had a nice season that year. I want to say we won about 32 games. We beat Notre Dame, we beat Southern Miss, beat Tulane once at Zephyr Field, so we had a nice run that year.
Yeah, that was my return to the lakefront. 1-2 the count. I was blessed to be around some really good teams and people at the University of New Orleans, starting back in 1982 when I did my first game for them. 2-2 the count. Another pitch on the way. Back to the screen, holding it 2-2. That, of course, applies to not just baseball, but basketball as well. Really good times, really good people. Second time around as an assistant AD, and going back, Randy Bush was instrumental in me being part of that. He was egging me on, really wanted me to come there. He stayed after me, and I eventually said, okay. 2-2 the count. Another pitch to Blaze. Fast strike got him. Good pitch from Dennis. And out number 2 here in the third. And strikeout number 2 recorded by Alan Dennis.
Very impressive right-hander for Newman. And that's the type of arm that you've got to have in the state playoffs. That shutdown type arm. And Newman definitely has it in Alan Dennis.
Dominic Curall takes it away. Curall singled his first trip. As we check out Brett Benora. I guess he learned those signals from Dad. I don't know. Swing and a miss. It is 1-1. And when Dad sees that, he's going to coach him up a little bit on those signals. And they say, he's going to say, I know what Dad's going to say. He said, what is that thing in your hand? There's a pitch missing away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Taking notes. It's on top of things.
Baseball has become such a high-tech industry in recent years. 2-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch down. It's 3-1, and this is not a knock on anybody, but you got a lot of guys that wear, you know, the play cards on their waists and wrists, much like we see in football. A lot of people have number system, code systems. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Out of play. It's full 3-2.
I'm good with it for calling pitches because it makes it almost impossible for somebody to pick up your signs. But I can't buy into the offensive side of that. I like to see a third base coach flashing signals. Just doesn't look right if they're not.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Dennis. Off speed fly ball hit pretty well right center field. Center fielder back near the fence, and making the catch is Charbonnet. For out number 3. 3 up and 3 down go the Owls. Allowed out there after 3. 2-0 Newman on the first NBC Bank Rev Showcase. And on the Gulf Coast for 35 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. 46th pitch of the game by Casas is hit hard towards second, ranging to get it. Nice backhand. Powell throws him out. One gone.
Nice
so one
play.
pitch, one out. Charbonnet, who had single homer run his first time, is retired to start the fourth.
Nice play there by Powell, going up the middle, using the backhand, making it look easy. Tough play.
Cass LaPere, single homer run as well with 2 outs in the first. Bats here. Took it high. Cass improving on his .233 average with that RBI single against Kobe Casas. 1-0. Pretty good looking pitch there. Called a ball, and it's 2-0. Good job by Kirall to frame that one up. Did not get the call. 2-0. 3-0 now. Three balls and no strikes. And another pitch on the way. That's a strike called. It's 3-1. Both pitchers working quickly. Here's the 3-1. Toward the left. Not going to carry. Toward the line comes Engelhardt, and he'll make the catch. Round number 2. A little bit off the end of the bat there. As the wind's blowing out, if you get one in the air with any authority in that direction, it's going to carry.
It sure is. Engelhardt able to get there. Had to come a long way, but ball held up long enough for him to get over to the line, pull it in for the second out.
Michael Slayton will bat. He grounded out to third to end the first inning. Fastball, and he had a good cut. 0-1.
Good hack at that one. There's a good look at Michael. Good hack there, right on it. Both of these teams playing hard, trying to get a win here today, even though it's non-district. It's that time of the year where you just want to keep winning.
0-1. Breaking ball, strike call. Good pitch. It's 0-2.
He's right on that fastball, so they came with the breaker. There's another one.
Which is down, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And another pitch on the way to Slayton. Breaking ball, reached out, pokes it right side, and he's going to find green space enough for a base hit. I mean, he just reached down and just kind of flicked it to the hole. Good effort by Powell, but even if he comes up with it, he's not going to be able to throw him out.
Well, the first baseman stayed home there. I guess he figured that if he made the play, there wouldn't be anybody over at first. So he tried to stay home and see if the second baseman, who was playing far up the middle there, so there's really no chance for him to be able to do anything there. So that's one of those ones where he just hit it in the right spot. Defense not able to make the play.
So runner at second with 2 outs. Remember, it was Newman rallying with 2 outs in the first to get their runs. This one's fouled out of play by Sylvia. Rounded to second his first trip. Right-handed swinger back in. Slayton down at first base. Has 5 stolen bases on the season. Breaking ball just missed low. Good pitch. 1-1.
George Schaefer behind the plate umpiring, and George always has a very consistent zone, but a small zone. You got to get it in there.
The 1-1. Would not chase the high fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Short lead at first. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball fouled back to the screen. So we're 2-2 on Patrick Sylvia. George examines the ball, flips it back in, and gets a couple of new balls in the process. Back to his position behind home plate to do the job that he does well. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Casas to Sylvia. Near the on-deck circle, another scary foul ball. On deck hitter Schmidt just flinched. Not much you can do. He kind of
tight. It's tight. Be on your toes.
He kind of stares at his buddy and says, "Okay, try going somewhere else with it." On 2-2. Another pitch. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball. Got Sylvia. Inning is over. Third strikeout recorded by Casas on to the bottom of the fourth. And it's 2-0 Newman on WHNO-TV 20. Tune in at 1 p.m. for a Class 2A second-round game from Laplace between 8th seed St. Charles Catholic and number 9 seed Mangum. It's live prep softball Saturday afternoon on SportsNola.com. Looking forward to that. Good 8-9 matchup. Two good programs. And you can watch it at SportsNola.com. Heart of the order for Chalmette, 3, 4, and 5 in the bottom of the fourth. Hunter Bell will start it. He grounded into that 5-3 double play back in the first when it looked like Chalmette had something going. Doesn't get the fastball from Dennis. That was really Dennis scuffling a bit to start, but then he settled in beautifully since then. 0-1. Took something off and just missed the outside edge as Sylvia tried to frame it. It's 1-1. Threw it by him again. Fastball. It's 1-2.
Power type arm here that the Owls are facing tonight. Tough to score runs.
1-2 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dennis against Bell. And this is fouled right side. That's going to be toward the fence and out of play into the bullpen area, so it holds at 2-2. Bell back in. Another 2-2 pitch. Down. It's full 3-2.
Chalmette needs a spark here. Love to get the leadoff man on so they can get something going here against Alan Dennis, who has been in full control.
Smash toward left field. That's a base hit. So Bell hammers that pitch into left. Leadoff single for the Owls here in the fourth inning. Their third hit of the game, as that will bring Brandon Wilson to the plate, who popped to first his first time. Of course, Chalmette a 5A team, and looking at the 5A power ratings, they're 23rd right now, so they'll be in the playoffs. But a road team, Jesuit Brother Martin, assured of high seeds. Hanville and Destrehan figure to get home games. John Curtis should get one. Romo probably won't. Swing and a miss by Wilson. 0-1 the count. Wilson with 13 RBI. Bell runs at first. 0-1. And he had a good pass at that one, but it's out of play, and it's 0-2.
Dennis trying to bounce right back after that single. Hard single. into left. So he's trying to get right back at it.
And the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, beat toward third slowly. Coming to get it is LePere. He'll have to go across the diamond to get his man for the first out as Bell advances to second.
Nice play there by LePere, showing off a strong arm across the diamond once again. He's got a nice arm. He's got the type of arm that a third baseman should have. Slow roller, gets it off the hop, fires a good strike across the diamond.
Alex Powell will bat. Popped out to second in the second. And he takes it away for ball one. One 0 pitch. Missing away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Powell back in. Base hit could pull the Owls close. The 2-1. Fastball strike over the outside edge. Dennis stepping off, collecting himself, taking a deep breath. Powell takes one for another strike. 2-2.
Dennis bouncing right back here. That's a sign of a good pitcher. You see it out of the ones that are pretty good at what they do, where they fall behind and they're able to get themselves refocused and get right back in there.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Powell waits. Dennis brings it. Fastball, fly ball. Right center field sinking. Center fielder on the run. Dives, and he made a tremendous catch. What a play by Story Charbonnet. That's an awesome play. Now, the runner at second would not have been able to advance, but it would have been a base hit. Charbonnet comes up with a big defensive gem.
Had to come a long way. That one looked like it was going to fall in, and he makes a great diving catch, and that's a huge play. Chalmette would have had first and third, 1 out, and then they've got a man on second with 2 outs. So a big play there. That's the type of plays that separate the winners and the losers in close games.
And a good job by our crew to capture that. He caught it. 2 gone, and here's Rafe Schindler, who struck out swinging his first trip, and he flies this toward right. This has got some carry to it toward the track, but it's going to be handled a few feet short of the track by Miller, and the inning is over with a hit. And Chalmette strands their third runner after 4. It's Newman 2, Chalmette nothing on WHNO-TV 20. Prep Showcase is presented by Park Lakewood Apartments, located on the west bank of St. Charles Parish, a short commute to New Orleans. Park Lakewood Apartments. Missing away is Kazis to Calder Schmidt to start the 5th. Schmidt struck out looking in the second inning. A 2-0 lead for Newman. Popped foul out of play, and it's a ball and a strike.
Chalmette's continue to put these zeros on the board. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back against Dennis if they fall behind by any more than the 2 that's up there right now.
Good breaking ball from Kazis, and the count goes to 1-2. Another good hook. Just missed. Wow. And it's 2-2. Good pitch. Two balls and two strikes. Reach for that one. Pokes it to second for Powell. Takes care of Chalmette for out number one. And now Jack Miller to the plate.
Good pitch down in the zone. Gets the ground infield.
Now batting for Newman, right fielder number 19, Jack
Newman
Miller.
would love to add on, but Kazis has done a nice job of settling in, putting some zeros on the board, and he's going to have to continue to do that.
Jack Miller is struck out, and he's grounded to third. Takes one at the knees. It's 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch. Toward right, slicing toward the line. That is a foul ball. And it is 0-2. Miller back to the plate. Kazis does some groundwork. Both pitchers throwing the ball extremely well. No balls and two strikes. And another. Breaking ball didn't break, and it's 1-2.
Like the unis on both sides, too.
Well, we've seen a lot of good-looking uniforms this year. Anytime you have the contrast, that's a good thing, too. Roller slowly toward third. Naylor comes to get it. He gloves and throws, and he got the speedy Miller for out number two.
Nice play there.
Two retired by Kazis in the fifth. And Alex Abramson bats. He's flied to center and grounded to second.
Alex Abramson.
Missing away with a fastball, 1-0.
And this is the guy you want to get. That would mean that Dennis would have to lead off the next inning. Obviously, if he's leading off, nobody's on base. So this is the out you want.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Chopped toward third, foul, and it's 1-2. Ball and two strikes. And another. Chopped toward third, foul again. Holding at 1-2. Another 1-2 pitch on the way. Elevated, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is in the air toward left. Back, and he made a heck of a catch over the shoulder to Engelhardt, and the inning is over. You knew that was going to be trouble with the wind blowing, and he hit it well. Didn't get a good jump initially, but boy, did he ever recover as we watch Engelhardt make a splendid play. 2-0, Newman, bottom of the fifth. upcoming broadcast schedule brought to you by Park Lakewood Apartments. Playoffs next week. And we'll announce that schedule at sportsnova.com. That's where you need to go. It's been a pleasure all year long. We are enjoying this final television broadcast of the year here on WHNO, and we're glad to bring it to you. Here's a pitch for a strike from Dennis as he gets ahead of Marty Nalig, who doubled his first time but was stranded. That was pitch number 58 for Allen. He's fanned 2, walked 1, and showed very good command as he displays here, and he gets ahead 0-2.
Painting that outside corner with the fastball right now. Back-to-back good fastballs right on the outside black.
No balls and 2 strikes. And another. Missing away, it's 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch. Back to the screen. Nalig. And there isn't any room behind home plate at Noel Suarez Stadium. I mean,
it's pretty funny because the fans go diving.
Because it's literally right behind it. It's right in front of you, I should say. If you're sitting in the grandstand, you can see how short that area is behind the batter's box and the backstop. 1-2.
Some of the Newman moms got a good laugh out of that when they were ducking and diving, and you don't realize that net's right there. Just human nature to try to get out of the way.
2 balls and 2 strikes. In the air toward right, over toward the line. Miller, he is there, and he has it for the out. Nalig to Jack Miller for out number 1.
Dennis is an impressive arm. He does a nice job of obviously being able to record outs via the strikeout, but he also is a guy that isn't afraid to pitch to contact and let his defense play for him.
Noah Thomas grounded to short in the 2nd inning. And takes one at the knees for a strike call. The 0-1. Line drive, base hit right field. Noah Thomas with a 1-out single. Here in the 5th, that's hit number 4 for the Owls. And the tying run will get to the person of the pitcher, Colby Kazis.
Ball hit extremely hard out to right. Right fielder didn't catch it cleanly, but might have been thinking about a possible play at first. It was hit so hard.
Kazis grounded to 2nd in the 3rd inning. Noah Thomas will grab a lead. Fouled back. He had a good rip at it. Thomas a threat to run. He's got 9 stolen bases, and you wonder if they might try to get something done here by stirring things up because they haven't been able to get to Dennis.
Well, you've got 1 out as well, so the double play's in order if you stay where you're at. Be interested to see how Kenny.
Not going. And a liner to short is caught. Throw to first, not in time.
Good thing he didn't go. That would have been the end of the inning.
Kazis hit it on the screws, but right to Abramson for out number 2. And flip the order, and here's Mikel Blaze to the plate, who has walked and struck out.
Now batting Chalmette, center fielder number 1, Mikel Blaze.
Blaze open stance, stands upright, waves that bat. Took it high. Catcher Sylvia is up and ready to throw. Dennis pretty quick to the plate as well. 1-0. And he went around. It's 1-1. Pretty quick. It's virtual slide step he's using. So very tough to run on that. Combat that speed. 1-1 the count. What's not to like about Dennis? Size, power arm, quick to the plate. 1-1. And that's going to come down eventually. Second baseman out, more. Right fielder's on. The right fielder sees it. Now the center fielder takes over, and Charbonnet makes the catch. Inning over, a hit and a runner stranded. That's 4 left for Chalmette after 5. Newman 2-0 over the Owls on WHNO. Bank Prep Showcase is presented by the Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute, open on both the North and South Shore Monday through Saturday. Ochsner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services. 2-0 lead for Newman, and a foul back to the screen by Alan Dennis, who singled and scored in the first. He's flied to center, and he's pitched a beautiful ball game. Each team with 4 hits, but Newman has the lead.
Well, this is where you wanted to be if you were Chalmette. You wanted Alan Dennis leading off with nobody on.
Down a ball, it's 1-1.
You don't want him coming to the plate with guys on base. He's been excellent at driving in runs this year with 38 RBI.
Breaking ball beat towards, has to come get it, does Wilson, does. Sets, throws, got him. Good play. 1 gone. Solid defense in this game, solid pitching, and thus the result we're getting. Had a lot of these type of games on our first NBC Prep Showcase this year. David Richard bats. He's walked and grounded to short. Kazis really settled in nicely since that first inning. Away for a ball.
It'll be very interesting to see if those 2 runs that both came with 2 outs, a 2-out, nobody on type of rally hold up.
Look out, up and in. 2-0. And there's a strike call to make it 2-1. Breaking ball missing, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Richard taps the plate and waits for the 3-1. And took it, and it's 3-2. Payoff. Breaking ball is a dandy. Kazis got him looking. And that's out number 2 and his 4th strikeout of the game. If you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@spinola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. Shot toward the gap in right center. Center fielder on the run. Can't get there. It's going to the wall. Rounding first and heading for second. Story Charbonnet with his 2nd into the game. A ringing double here in the 6th.
Nice job of hitting the baseball, Charbonnet, and that's big as he's able to hit an extra base hit, get in the scoring position here with 2 down. He drove that one out towards right center, and this is a big spot right here as Kenny Benora is going to come on out to the mound. You know, if Newman can get another run across, it's going to be really difficult.
So Coach Benora to the mound. Curall, the catcher, there as well.
Talking about the situation, you do have a base open here, so you don't have to give the hitter anything great if you fall behind. So just getting on the same page right now.
Cass LaPierre will have a 2-out opportunity. Of course, the bracket's coming out Sunday. We'll find out about the playoffs and all classifications by district games. Of course, have to be played by Tuesday, but a lot of those will be played on Monday. And the regional best of 3 and the quarterfinals best of 3. And then of course, the top 28, as we call it in basketball, is the baseball version is in Sulphur with the semifinals and finals in each class. And that's sudden death. Fast strike to LaPierre, who singled home a run with 2 outs in the first, 1 for 2. Looking to try to do the same here. No balls and a strike. Pickoff move to second, and back safely is Charbonnet. The 0-1. Big bender, missed the inside edge. It's 1-1.
Catcher tried to help there. Trying to give him a little lift behind the plate.
1-1. down, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
So you do have the flexibility with first base being open here.
Kazis with the 2-1. That's high, and it's 3 balls and a strike. So what you're saying here is 3-1. You don't have to throw a fastball down the middle.
Right, exactly. You don't have to go down Main Street with this pitch. You walk them. It just sets up a force all around your infield, and you go to the next guy. You don't have to give him a great pitch to hit here, even though it's 3-1.
And a good pitch makes it 3-2. 3 balls.
Might see him go to the breaking ball here. If he throws it for a strike, you probably get the hitter. If it misses, it's not that big of a deal. Be surprised to see another fastball.
The payoff pitch to LePere. Breaking ball beat toward third. That is a fair ball. Long throw coming across the diamond, and a very good throw by Marty Nalig to get LePere. No runs and a hit. Newman strands their 4th, bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Greenies over the Owls on WHNO. First NBC Prep Baseball Showcase may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of WHNO-TV 20. Dominic Curall leads it off in the bottom of the 6th, getting late for the Owls, and this is in the dirt from Dennis, his 71st pitch of the game. Curall has singled, and he has flied to center. Dennis has walked just 1. He's fanned 2. So they've put the ball in play, but both teams have made all the plays in this game. Missed the inside edge. Sylvia held on. It's 2-0. Curall, best hitter on the team at .483 coming in. And he takes it away. It's 3-0. So Chalmette looking to get the leadoff man aboard. Dennis walks behind the mound. Might have wanted that pitch. 3-0 the count. Another. And a 4-pitch walk. So there's the leadoff man aboard for Chalmette in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, that's ideal if you're the Owls to get that leadoff man on. 4-pitch walk, get him on base. You've got the tie run at the plate the rest of the way. That's a great way to start an offensive inning, getting that leadoff man on base.
Hunter Bell is grounded into a double play, and he has singled. Took it down, so 5 straight out of the zone for Dennis, who's had good command all evening.
Looks like he might be losing a little bit. No action, though, down in the Newman pen, so this is his game.
1-0. Swung at it and fouled it back. You surprised he was cutting there after 5 straight bad ones?
It's an interesting.
Ball and a strike. Of course, one swing could tie it. You've got a guy in Bell that has 5 home runs, and the wind blowing out.
That might be the reason. That might exactly be the reason.
That's called point counterpoint. Devil's advocate. Call it what you might. We give you both sides. We try to present it to you, and we let you decide. 1-1 the count. The pitch. He hits it well to center field. Center fielder back, not going to catch that. And this is gone. And we are tied. And that's why he swings. Hunter Bell, with his 6th home run of the season, drives in his 26th and 27th runs. And just like that, we are even 2-2. Straight away center field. We mentioned the wind blowing out. And we mentioned the shorter dimensions. And Bell comes up with the big blow.
That ball was hit like an absolute missile. That thing was a no-doubter. He gets into that and hits it as hard as you can hit it to dead center. Center fielder didn't even move a ton because that ball was way over his head. So that's why it was so important, as I kept talking about, for Cases to keep putting those zeros up and keep it right where it was at, just to keep you in striking distance, and here we are with a new game.
Chopped toward the hole. Third baseman goes to cut it off. LaPierre bobbles and lost the play. And now the potential lead run is on with nobody out. On what has to go as an error, the first of the game off the bat of Wilson. LaPierre ranged to get it, but then he just didn't handle it.
LaPierre, who's played a nice third base for Newman today, just went to transfer it into his throwing hand, dropped it, couldn't recover. We'll see if the Owls bunt this man in the scoring position or not.
Alex Powell's flat out to center, popped out, swinging, and he shoots it deep to left. Left fielder back on the run, reached over the shoulder and caught it. What a play by Richard. That saves the game. That ball gets over his head. It may put Chalmette on top. Really nice play.
Ball hit real hard and a great defensive play, as you mentioned. And that's one thing that Newman has done a nice job of here today, is playing good defense. That ball was another one that was hit extremely hard into the gap. Makes the over-the-shoulder catch.
I think it further illustrates that Dennis has clearly lost a little bit. They are really tagging the ball hard in this inning. There's another hard hit ball left side of base hit in the left. Stopping at second base is Wilson. 2 hits in the inning, an error and a hard out. And now the potential go-ahead run, and actually the potential winning run, if you will, is at second base with 1 out.
As Schindler, one of their top arms on the mound, who's DH and singling in the left there. First and second, 1 down. And Chalmette seeing the ball pretty big here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Getting some good hacks and hitting the ball very hard.
Wilson second, Schindler first. Marty Nalick bats, took it down. Blocked well enough by Sylvia to keep the runners where they're at, and that's important. Keeps the double play in order, keeps the go-ahead run off a third. Nalick has a ringing double in the game, and he's flying to right. He's made good contact. 1-0 pitch. Has a strike called. It's 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Dennis with another tap foul off the catcher's gear, and it's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Sylvia flexing. I got a piece of him.
I'm sure that didn't feel good.
No.
Not at all. It's a tough position. You got to be tough to go back there.
A ball and 2 strikes. Runners first and second, 1 out. Tie game, bottom of the 6th. And Dennis delivers. Fastball, look out. Shot foul over toward the Newman dugout area. And the count holding at 1-2. Nalick late on the fastball, but stays alive. He's driven in 6. Runner goes from second. The pitch is foul back. Wow, he had a good jump. Good Wilson. But he'll have to return, and back end runner who broke late will go back to first. Schindler.
Chalmette really aggressive here in the bottom of the 6th. They obviously have some offensive confidence based on what they've been able to do thus far, and trying to keep the momentum going, trying to force Newman into mistakes.
A ball and 2 strikes. Run leads. Long look. Longer look. And finally, time call. He's waiting for the hitter, Nalick, to call time, which he did. Now 1-2, 2 on, 1 out, and swing and a miss to it by him. So Naylor gone on strikes. Good pitch by Dennis. Big strikeout for him. That is his third. 2 gone, and it takes a 2-out hit from Noah Thomas, who got a base hit in the 5th. He's 1 for 2.
Big strikeout there, as you mentioned. Good response by Alan Dennis to get that key second out. Now you've got the out wherever you need it on your infield to end the inning.
Here's Thomas, and here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball right side to first. Should end the inning. Slayton to the bag, and the inning is over. Chalmette gets even on 2 runs with 2 hits, 1 error. And the Owls strand 2. They've left 6 after 6. We're tied at 2 on WHNO-TV 20. Is Chalmette High School in the midst of St. Bernard Parish, which was ravaged just over a decade ago. Couldn't be nicer now. Fantastic campus, great school, wonderful leadership, great facilities. Nice to be here. And what a ball game we have. Tied at 2 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Chalmette has out hit Newman 6-5. Rainey's had the only error, and here in the 7th, Michael Slayton leads it off and takes it inside around the knees, 1-0. Slayton is singled and grounded out, facing Casas, who just threw his 93rd pitch of the game. And quickly the 1-0. Crowds him again, 2-0. The 2-0. Chop foul, and it's 2-1.
Newman trying to respond here. Chalmette with the big 2-run homer in the bottom of the 6th. New game here in the 7th.
And now even up at 2-2.
Back to trying to score runs here. And like I said, it was going to be interesting to see if those 2 runs in the top of the 1st that both came with 2 down were going to hold up. And they did all the way to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Another pitch. Oh, he just missed. And the catcher, Hiral, holds on to it, and it's full 3-2. Pretty good pitch. Remember that one. Payoff. Hit hard towards second. Handled. Powell to first for out number 1. You mentioned the tight zone. That might have been an indication of it.
Yeah, and the funny thing about George, I've had him for years and years, is he'll have the same zone like that for a 10-year-old game as he does for a high school game. I mean, it's always consistent, but it is small.
1 ball and no strikes to Sylvia, who's grounded out and struck out.
George Schaefer, there's a good look at him, former Holy Cross head football coach, offensive coordinator at Jesuit.
Toward first, and Bell flipping to the pitcher, Casas, for out number 2. 3 straight ground ball outs obtained by Casas, and now he'll deal with Calder Schmidt.
Staying active, umpiring some baseball these days. Always good to see George at the ballpark.
2 gone for Chalmette, who struck out and grounded out. Taps it back to the screen, 0-1.
Chalmette trying to keep this momentum.
Breaking ball beat to third. Nalig comes to get it on the move. Tough chance and great stretch, but safe at first, a base hit. So Calder Schmidt with an infield single keeps the 7th inning alive for Newman.
Nalig made that about as close as possible. That ball was tapped right on the line. He's got to come way over. Off balance throw, and it was close, but he said the first baseman had come off of the bag.
And that gets the top of the order up in the person of Jack Miller, who's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice to Nalig at third, and he's fanned against Casas. Casas now over 100 pitches as he delivers. Fastball, and he swung at the high one. It's 0-1. Lay off the high ones, right?
Chase that one way up in the zone. They look good, but you just can't do anything with them.
The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss through the fastball by him again, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's another. Tried to climb the ladder. Smart pitch after seeing him hack at those fastballs. 1-2. Miller laid off of that one. Fool me once, fool me twice. You won't fool me 3 times, right? Runner goes. Grounded towards short. Wilson's play will be to first, and he gets the out, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit. And Newman ends their 5th. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 2 on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnova.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVD. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 2. And Chalmette would love to walk it off, but Dennis has other ideas. Casas leads it off, tries to help himself, and flares it foul down the right field side. Casas is grounded to second. He's lined to short. That was pitch number 88 for Dennis. Oh, 1. Foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. Good look at Dennis. He's pitched well. And so is Casas, who's at the plate. On 0-2. Another. Got him looking. Good pitch over the outside edge. Casas retired for out number 1. Strikeout number 4 recorded by Dennis.
Dennis looking refocused here in the bottom of the 7th. Really good looking fastball. Painted on the outside corner to get the strike call.
Here's Mikel Blaze, who has walked, struck out, fly to center. And took one down the middle here for a strike. The 0-1. Off the outside edge, 1-1. Sun receding from view, daylight fading in St. Bernard Parish. 1-1 pitch. Missing away, it's 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1. Crowds him, and it's 3-1. Speedy Blaze. Chalmette would love to get him on. 3 balls and a strike. Dennis pumps one home. Ball 4. Blaze is on with the potential winning run with 1 out here. Second time he's drawn a walk in the game, and he is a huge threat with 20 stolen bases. But as we noted, Dennis very quick to the plate. And Dominic Curall, the best hitter on the team, is up. So decisions for Kenny Benura. Curall has singled, walked, scored, 1 for 2. And this guy came in hitting .483. You like that hole between first and second, and Blaze grabs a pretty good lead. Not going. Pitches away for ball 1. Curall figures to see fastballs on this at bat with Blaze, the base runner.
Sure, you've got to watch him. You're trying to keep him at bay. You don't want him to get in the scoring position, but he's a dangerous threat out there.
Late on the heat, it's 1-1.
That kind of speed.
A ball and a strike. Runner goes. Pitches down. Throw to second base. Perfect throw, but safe. What a close play that was. Sylvia put that ball right on the money. Blaze fast. What a peg by Sylvia. Newman thought they had him. Abramson slaps the tag. You judge it.
Looks like he did just get right in there. A great throw, though, by Sylvia. Only a sophomore behind the plate for the Greenies, and he's got a cannon. He just showed it right there. It did look like that was a pretty good call, though, like he just
really
barely beat it.
Change up away, it's 2-1, and that's the 21st stolen base for Blaze, and with his speed, he can score on just about any base hit to the outfield. 2 balls and a strike, of course, first base open, but remember, Bell's on deck, and he's the guy that's done the damage. Pitch on the way, and a strike is called. Good pitch. Curall trying to be a hero. Blaze, they try to hold him on with Abramson cheating up the middle at shortstop. And Dennis wills that way. He can do so because you've got a left-handed hitter at the plate. So it becomes key to hold that runner on. Step or two can make all the difference. Fouls it out of play. Good job by Curall to fight that pitch off as he continues to battle. Wind, by the way, has died down. Remember, it was blowing a ton earlier. Now it's not blowing much at all. Curall waits.
You've got to believe the plan here is to try to retire.
And he walks, so they have the base open, and
you didn't do it.
on.
I was getting ready to say the plan would be to get that out there, and then you could intentionally walk Bell, but you can't now.
No, Bell, remember, he hit the ball hard in the first, but grounded into that 5-3 double play, and then he ripped a base hit in the fourth and hit the towering 2-run homer to center in the sixth, and he bats here with 2 on, 1 out in the 7th inning, and the game on the line.
The bomb, for lack of a better term, an absolute missile that got out of here quickly.
Dennis pitches. Bell, good swing, but out of play, and it's 0-1. Dennis gets ahead.
It's kind of surprising how deep the Newman left fielder is playing right now, because he needs to be in a position where he can throw a runner out at the plate. He's pretty deep.
With the best speed on the team at second base.
Yeah, this outfield really hasn't adjusted to the fact that the winning run's on second base right here.
I understand Bell has power, but the runner at second is what matters. 0-1 the count. Bounced it. Nice job on the pick by Sylvia. That's important because it keeps Blaze at second. Big difference with 1 out if the runner's at second or at third. But you knew that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. 7th inning, tied at 2. And Dennis delivers up and in, and it's 2-1. So Bell battles back to get a favorable count. 2-1 the count. And a wheel towards second with no throw is Dennis. 2 walks have gotten him in trouble here in the 7th inning. Bell stands upright. Here it comes. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down. Won't get him. Double steal for Chalmette. And now the winning run's at third with 1 out and a 2-2 count. And speed kills. Kenny Benura is fastest man on, and he makes it happen.
Well, now your infield's got to come in. Your outfield's got to come in. As they put both runners in motion, they got a big jump. Nice throw again. Like the Sylvia kid behind the plate's arm for Newman. It's very pretty strong for as young as he is. He'll be around a couple more years after this. So your infield's in, your outfield's up.
And here we go with the 2-2 pitch on the way. And a tapper foul. He threw a good breaking ball, but Bell spoiled it. So holding it 2-2. Of course, Dennis desperately wants the strikeout. Bell wants to put it in play. A lot of holes.
You really could walk them right here.
Absolutely.
You don't have to pitch to Bell anymore. Once they put those guys in motion with the second and third.
2-2. Down and out. Blocked. And that keeps the winning run from scoring. It's full 3-2. And again, he does not have to give him anything.
Take a chance. Why even take a chance? Put him on, and you put your double play back in order to end the inning.
Even though the cleanup hitter's on deck, you're talking about the difference between a guy that's 2 for 3 with a homer and a guy that's 0 for 3 as the infield is in. Here's the payoff pitch on the way, and Bell misses. Dennis gets a gigantic strikeout for out number 2, and that is his 5th strikeout of the game, and they don't get any bigger than that.
Huge strikeout there for Alan Dennis. When his club needed it the most right there. You needed a strikeout or a pop-up on the infield. He gets the K. Now you can back the infield up.
Normal depth. Dennis will work from the full windup to Brandon Wilson, who's 0 for 3. He's reached on an error. And did he balk? He just balked, and the game is over. He toed the runner, broke his hands. I hope we saw it. And Chalmette has won the game by the score of 3-2 on a balk. What a way to end this one, Danny. You hate to see it end that way, don't you?
Yeah, that's a rough way.
Well, obviously that's the strikeout, of course, but
that's a rough way to lose a game. Gee whiz.
Well, the balk decides it, and it looked like it was absolutely the right call based on what I saw, and I hope we have a chance to show it to you. Back with our post-game show in a moment. 3-2 victory for Chalmette over Newman on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase.